Bienvenidos a Taganga. Buenos dias again from Taganga, Colombia. We are back with another video here from the small fishing village located right outside of Santa Marta. But I have a full day here to explore the village and kind of just take things easy. So I figured it'd be a great opportunity to make a video showcasing how you can do the same. So let's waste no time and jump right into it. We're waking up this morning from my Airbnb located way up with the view over the village. And I have my host here, Lucely, who's making me breakfast to start the day. She's very, very nice. Doesn't speak any English, but we still are able to communicate. So look at this here. We have some eggs, arepa, and pineapple. And we can't forget the cafe.
Coffee.
Perfect, looks beautiful. Awesome. And we'll have the breakfast with the view here. So not a bad way to kick things off with a free breakfast included in this Airbnb. An absolutely amazing view. We got just A+ for this. Thank you so much for having me and for making me breakfast. This was an amazing experience and definitely one of the best Airbnbs that I've stayed in on my trip so far. Muchas gracias. Lucely is definitely getting a 5-star for this one. Highly recommend staying here if you're ever in Taganga. Check out the link below. However, this is the street to get up to it. As you can see, it's no joke how freaking steep this is. But I think it's worth it in the end. So I'd probably recommend staying in an Airbnb if you're here in Taganga. There are a lot of hostels and there are some hotels, but definitely recommend looking into the Airbnbs. I think that's the way to go when staying here. So now we're walking down into the main town. It's about a 5-minute walk down. As you can see, some other people are making the trek down, and then we'll check things out when we get there. So when you first get down here to the main circle behind me, you'll be greeted by all the beachgoers on the left side and then all the boats on the right side that take you to Tayrona or out scuba diving. So quite a lot of people out here this morning. Now I'm walking down the main street, which you'll definitely have to see when you're here. It's right to the right when you get to that circle, but there's a lot of shops along here, convenience stores, and then there's several different bars where you can grab a drink, bite to eat. It gets very lively at all times in the day and then at night as well. So two things you will notice as soon as you get to the town here is the laid back feeling. There's just a lot of people chilling, relaxing, and just hanging out, listening to music, drinking beer, chilling on the beach. But then there's a whole other side of the town where it's like the hustle bustle. So there's a lot going on here, a lot of mopeds, a lot of fishing, and then people trying to sell you tours to Tayrona and whatnot. So it's cool to see the contrast between those two things.
Foto, Colombia. No, búscaros.
Okay, so right now I'm doing a small hike slash walk to two different beaches here in Taganga. The one is Playa Grande, that's the further one, and then we have Playa Genimaka. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but we're just going to check these two beaches out and see what it's all about. Okay, so this is the first Playa Genimaka, the smaller of the two beaches. So as you can see, sort of not a lot of people, a little bit secluded, and just a nice relaxing vibe. Okay, far too hot and humid for me to not get in. So we're gonna go take a swim to cool off from all this heat. All right, this is incredibly refreshing after basically sweating since waking up this morning. So if you're coming here, definitely bring your bathing suit because it is awesome to get into the water and go swimming here. Absolutely awesome to go cool off in this water right here. I will say there are some pretty amazing views along this little trail here. As you can see, we're sort of nestled in the mountains. One thing to note, it is a little bit of an uphill climb, and with this humidity, it is hotter than hell here. That's one thing to note about this area of Colombia, Cartagena, Barranquilla, Santa Marta. It is hotter and humid than all get out. So make sure to bring moisture wicking t-shirts, a lot of sunscreen, and a lot of water because you will definitely need it. Okay, we've made it to Playa Grande. As you can see, there are a ton of people at this beach. A lot of restaurants where you can grab a bite to eat or something to drink. And then we got a lot of like kayaks as well out here. A lot of people in the water. So a lot of activity over here. I wasn't really expecting this. You can see some of the restaurants here, these little like huts almost along the beach, and kind of getting the sense that this is where a lot of local Colombian people come to relax. So definitely a cool beach to come check out, relax if you have some time. But now I'm gonna head back to the main town to grab some lunch. Okay, I'm back in the town and I'm to the left side of that circle where we first started. And this place has a lot of restaurants along the water, as you can see here behind me. But we're heading to a place called El Mule, which I hear has the best seafood along this little strip. So we'll try and order up some fresh seafood like I did yesterday and see what it tastes like. Gracias. Okay, so I just ordered a fish fillet in a garlic sauce. So a little bit different than the last video where I just ate the fish straight up. So we'll see. Now this place, El Mule, is only open for lunch. So if you're trying to come here for dinner, they'll be closed. So just a lunch only spot. But I think it kind of fits the vibe here. All right, here we go. Awesome, gracias. Okay, here we have our fish fillet. Pretty big piece if you ask me, and then the garlic sauce on top. Smells delicious. And then it also comes with rice and patacones as well. Let's dig right in. That hits the spot. So good, so flavorful too with that garlic. And then we also have patacones, which I learned last week. You're supposed to eat with your hands to not stand out so much like a tourist. All the locals eat them with their hands. So here we go. Always so good, always. Overall, solid meal. And they have a lot of different fish too that you can choose from on the menu. And they cook it in a variety of different ways. This one costs 40,000 pesos, which is 10 US dollars. So I would say a pretty good bang for your buck overall, as this will cost a lot more back in the US. So definitely recommend coming here to El Mule. You get a great view of the water as well, and just you're in the midst of all the activity here in Taganga. So come here for lunch. All right, that really hit the spot. Really good to fuel up on a hot day where you're sweating a lot. But I want to touch on safety really quick. So as I've been walking around here with my cameras and whatnot, a lot of people have approached me and they say in Spanish to watch out for my cameras, make sure it's not stolen. So I don't really know if Taganga is maybe the safest place in the world. So just when you're here, keep your head on a swivel and be aware of your surroundings at all times. I guess you really never know what can happen. I haven't had any issues yet to this point, but you just never know. So especially here, just be on high alert. Other than that, the people have been very, very friendly to me. A lot of people have approached me wanting to take their picture and just wanting to greet me as well. You will get approached by a lot of tour companies and people trying to take you to Tayrona National Park. As you can see behind me, the boats, there's a lot of different agencies that run tours to Tayrona, day trips and whatnot. And then there's a lot of scuba diving places as well all over Taganga. So if you're looking into doing that, here is the place to do it. So I'd recommend just doing some research online and knowing what your plan is before getting here. That way you know what you're doing and you don't look lost. Okay, right now I'm heading back to my Airbnb to take a little bit of a break. It's just so hot out here, so I gotta get back to some air conditioning. That's the American side in me. I'm definitely not made for this type of weather, so we'll take a fat break. Woo! And then pick it up in a little bit back into town. Okay, just showered up and took a nice break in this hammock here. Super nice with the view in the background. But now I'm gonna head back into town to try and find some dinner. Actually, psych, I am definitely stopping to get a drink because look at this view behind me. Couldn't pass it up. A little Club Colombia. Definitely the right move coming here, watching the sunset behind me like this with the view, drinking a beer. Are you kidding me? Couldn't pass that up. That was just too good of a view not to. Now I'm down near the beach again. You can see how many people are here at nighttime. A lot more than this morning. But now we're gonna search for some dinner. I have been here the past 2 nights and I've eaten at this place behind me, Pachamama. And they have really good food, I'm not gonna lie. I had a burger there the first night and then I had some pasta the second night and some really, really good stuff that they're pumping out there. So that's probably the #1 restaurant in Taganga. But tonight we'll look for something different, see what we can find. I won't lie, this place has grown on me in the couple days that I've spent here. There's just a lot going on, a lot to see, and a lot more to do than I first originally thought. So definitely worthy of spending maybe a day here and just relaxing. I think tonight we're gonna go with street food because this lady behind me right here has had a crowd both last night and then again tonight. So she's definitely whipping up some good stuff. Let's see what she has. Okay, so we're ordering up some meat here, and then she's grilling some corn on the cob, so I've got to try that as well. As you can see, she's had people surrounded her for quite a while, so I'm thinking I'm gonna just trust it. I know the whole street food thing, you gotta be careful, but I think at some point you just have to trust it, and I feel pretty comfortable doing it here. Gracias. Okay, here we have our dinner. I'm just kind of sitting on a ledge here, but we have our corn on the cob grilled up very nicely. Let's try this out. Okay, pretty good. A little dry, but actually comes off the cob pretty nicely and tastes decent. Her brushing that butter on it gives it a little extra flavor, which is needed, I would say. The grilling and the charring adds some more flavor as well, so overall, not bad. Okay, and then here we have the main dish, the meat skewer. She drizzled a little bit of, I don't know what, on top. Looks pretty good. Let's try it out. Super flavorful, super. Actually, really, really good. Actually genuinely surprised how flavorful that is. Really good with it being grilled again, and then that little stuff on top gives it a little extra kick. Overall, not bad at all. The corn is all right. I would say the meat though definitely takes the cake on this one. So overall, really good stuff here. Just a nice, quick, easy option, and also very cheap. It's only 12,000 pesos, which is like $3, so virtually nothing. Definitely recommend going to that lady if you're here in Taganga. Okay, so that definitely hits the spot, and you have a lot of options here in Taganga when searching for food, so no shortage of that. But I think that's probably gonna wrap up this video. I actually had a lot of fun today making this one. There was a lot more here to do than I expected originally, so I would definitely recommend coming to Taganga and spending a day here. You can also do a fishing tour like I did in the last video, or you can scuba dive, go to Tayrona. A lot of different options in this laid-back town, so definitely a lot of vibes here, which I like. I just like the feel to it overall. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you're able to take something away from this, and hopefully this inspires you to come to Taganga. It's a great place to be. So we'll see you from the next video in Colombia. Stay tuned.